Hello and welcome back to another episode of Critical Reactions with your host Bryan. We're going to wrap up today with a third extra video that we normally don't do. I wanted to check out some new music already. We did check out that Pineapple Thief. But there was some new sludge metal that came out this week, and I felt that the opportunity to pair a theme with some brand new music is not something that crops up often. We're going to check out something from Sugar Horse. They did a split with LLNN earlier this week. Maybe it was last Friday. I don't remember. I just remember hearing about it recently. We're going to be looking at Sleep Paralysis Demon off of this split. Let's dive in and see what Sugar Horse is bringing to the table today. Interesting note choices. What does this remind me of? Deftones? Is that what I'm thinking of? Oh, wow. Absolutely filthy. No release. Resolve this, please. Oh, man. There's just no end in sight. Well, that was not a pleasant experience. Which I'm sure is the intent. I mean, it didn't really dawn on me until towards the end of the track, and I was just like, this won't end. Please make it stop. Any release from this would be grateful. And I'm sure that's how people feel during sleep paralysis. You can't do anything to make it pass faster. You're just sort of stuck in that moment, the discomfort of it all, with no control, and you just have to wait it out. And that's exactly how I felt there. I did not like any bit of that second half, and there just was no relief. None at all. Just this constant discomfort. And any time that I felt like maybe we were on the verge of doing something different, it's almost like it gets worse. There is that second set of dissonant tones that's a little bit higher in pitch, and I do think it is more warbly, more dissonant. It's harsher in that realm. Man, that is just not a fun listen. Not in the slightest. Um, so here's another thing too, I think that pairs well with the title is the utter weight of this track, particularly the second heavy section when we sort of just had this low end rumble. I don't know what that was. I think it was a bass somewhere in like the core of the sound, and then just layer upon layer and layer and layer of effects to just make it this, I don't know, this low scale earthquake. It's like the song is just shaking. It is so heavy that sonically, like, my headphones just can't contain the sound waves, and it's just like the whole experience is rocky. Just a massive tone there. I do find his vocals to be interesting. I like the harshes. I think they fit in here, and they're closer to the type of harshes that I tend to prefer anyways. But there's a desperation to them. I think that if this was done with growls, it would not. Whoa, almost knocked something over. It would not work well, at least from the perspective I have. I feel like the song is from the perspective of the person experiencing sleep paralysis. And so the desperation, the fear, the anxiety that comes through from that higher pitched, putting compression where like the vocal range cracks from your chest to your head voice and just residing in that thin area in the middle and putting compression on that, it sounds anxious. It sounds like they're at the end of their wits. It doesn't sound controlled and patient and calm at all. It's the exact opposite of all of that. It works really well from the perspective of the person experiencing this. I think if they had gone with a growl or a more traditional harsh vocal, it would not have conveyed all of that. It would have worked really well to be from the perspective of the demon, and I guess I don't really know which way works better for me until we hit the lyrics and find out what, whose perspective these words are coming from. But based on the music, the tension, the eeriness, the weight, and the vocal delivery, my guess is the person experiencing the sleep paralysis, in which case the vocals are absolutely perfect for that. But on the other side of it, we do have the ambient sections in between our two opening heavy parts. and the vocalist utilizes clean vocals with chromatic pitching. I think that's a nice way to say it. Microtonal might be another generous description of it. There isn't any, at least to my mind, harmonic intentionality to the vocals. Granted, our bass is only, sorry, the bass in the song, as if I'm part of the band. The bass in the song is only showcasing like two or three notes, so the chord that we're in is rather ambiguous anyways. We're not really in a key yet. And that ambiguity means that almost anything he sings is going to sound in tune or in pitch with what's going on, because there really isn't a set of notes that are preferable to the others in order to create consonant harmonies. And yet, despite that freedom, that harmonic freedom to choose pretty much any note, he still sings some tones, some pitches that feel out of place. At best, what I can think is that there's some element of what he's singing that's getting close to what the bass is playing, pitch wise, just octave, an octave or two higher. And it's clashing there, where we're getting, for instance, I'm just going to pick a random note here, the bass is playing a D and he's singing like a very sharp D. And so there's clashing there. And so I think part of it is intentional, but I also think that this vocalist might not be a trained vocalist. In fact, if I had to make a wager here, I would say that Sugar Horse traditionally utilizes these free pitched moments if there are cleans, but that predominantly this vocalist uses harsh vocals. And so there probably is an intentionality to it in that he sung these notes and they hear the dissonance and they say, that's fine, we want that anyways. But I don't know that he specifically said, oh, I need to hit this specific sharpness or flatness of this tone. And it all comes off as very, I don't know a good word or phrase for this, but it's something that I see pop up in metal and rock a lot, is this sort of unintentional greatness, where these people utilize their guts and their ears to create these moments that are absolutely thematically and musically appropriate, but they don't know the theory behind it. They approached it just from possibly noodling around rather than from a theoretical angle. And that, I think, is absolutely what happened here. It is a tense, eerie section. The singing is off, it's out of key, technically, even with such a wide palette to choose from. But it absolutely fits the area, it fits the section, it's what it needed. It's eerie, it's haunting, and it's tense in a way that only dissonance can bring to the table. And to find the dissonance when you have such a vague element of harmony already is masterful. Really great job with that. I think that's about it. Everything in here is to serve the atmosphere, so I don't really have much to speak about the emotion, which I think I covered pretty well. Harmony, rhythm, any of that. It's a rather simple song to play, at least what's on paper, and but it's absolutely effective at what they want out of it and what it's attempting to do. Let me find some lyrics for it real quick, and then we'll wrap this up. The lyrics go a little bit over my head. There is, primarily because my perspective on it, I think, is wrong. I don't think this is from the mind of somebody experiencing sleep paralysis or from the perspective of somebody experiencing sleep paralysis. There's a lot of metaphor in here, but it's a lot about overcoming struggles and hurdles in order to I don't know. It says, step into the looking glass while you dig through the rubble, heavy breathing through white and black, technicolored and bright. I really like the juxtaposition there between black and white and technicolored back to back. I mean, they're in different lines. I don't know how much space is between them in the song, but poetically, they are right after each other, separated only by a comma and a line return. It says, calamity holds its shape until it leaks and it's drained. This next stanza I find interesting because I can't perceive it at all from the mind of somebody, from the perspective of somebody experiencing sleep paralysis. It says, brace the structure, fulfill your task while the obstacles suffer. Straggled signs of futures past from the stars to the gutter. Will it break with the waves while you scatter, or will the bracings hold firm and will go down with each vessel they hammer till this attrition is served? It speaks about overcoming hurdles in order to build something greater, hoping that whatever elements of, as it says, attrition, anything that might begin to wear things down, that what we're building holds its form despite that. I'm really trying to figure out what any of this means through the perspective, the scope of sleep paralysis demons. Where is the Venn diagram overlap where I can find the key to this metaphor? I don't know. It ends by saying hypernormal, ultraplane, self-inflicted, somehow sane. And again, I don't get it. So if anyone has perspective on these lyrics, please let me know, because the song absolutely tells me one thing and it is quite unified in what it tells me. I'd love to see how that connects to the lyrics. These are my thoughts on Sugar Horse's Sleep Paralysis Demon. Let me know yours down in the comments. Give me your thoughts, perspectives, opinions, your take on any of this. Above that, in the description box, you'll find a link to Linktree. It takes you to this menu right here. You can find links to my music, ways to support the channel, a link to the Discord server, a schedule for the channel, and so much more. There's a lot of links in there. Go ahead and check it out. Above that, if you could, like, subscribe, and ring the bell. I greatly appreciate all three of those. That wraps it up for today. We had a bonus video today. We also have a bonus video tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Is that 3 p.m. UTC? We're going to have the second video in my 2023 recap, looking at some of the fun rides, the albums that I quite enjoyed from last year, and also a theme thoughts on sludge metal, what we explored this week in the themed reactions. Alright, until next time, remember to be critical, not cynical, of the music you listen to, and have a fantastic morning, afternoon, or evening, whenever you choose to watch my videos.